Hello, everyone. If you are in a course where you need to take it through Pearson's My Math Lab, but your course is actually housed in the Canvas learning management system, and you're required to take your test in Pearson using a lockdown browser, I'm going to go through the process of what you should see as far as a student is concerned and what you need to do to be able to make that happen. So the very first thing that you want to do is log into your course in Canvas. So since I'm making this particular video for several different courses, that is, I'm not going to go through the process of logging into Canvas. I'm assuming that you already know how to do that, to log into it and get into your course. The course that I'm going to use is a Calculus B course that I'm teaching right now. But this same process will apply to any course that uses this format for testing. The only thing that will be different is the location and the name of the test. Okay, so once you're here, more than likely, if you're in one of my courses, then you'll go to modules, but you may find this in assignments if your instructor has made that available. So we're going to go to modules here. And so if we look here in module 1, we see that there is a practice test for module 1. Here is the actual test that you're going to take, but I'm going to focus on the practice exam here because of the fact that this actual exam may not be available to you until the date and time of the exam. And everything that you need to do can actually be done by using the practice exam to get you set up and ready to go. Okay. So this will look a little different because, of course, I'm in instructor view and I can't put it in student view because there are some issues that goes along with that, with me being in student view and trying to record this video. So that's why I'm doing it in my instructor view. So once you are where you need to be able to access the practice test and the actual exam, and remember that your actual exam may not be showing right now, but your practice exam should be. So if you click on it, this will be the screen that'll pop up here. And so basically it'll be, hey, you have this practice test. You're going to need the Pearson-Lockdown Browser to be able to take it. And notice if you scroll down, you'll see that you have this download Pearson-Lockdown Browser. If you don't already have the Pearson-Lockdown Browser downloaded, you need to go ahead and do it at this time. Okay. If you want to check to see if your browser has everything that it needs, you can go and click on view a test page to check your browser. Now, if you don't get a success message, then you'll need to actually download this browser. And for most of you, if you're watching this, it's probably because you don't have it. So you're going to need to download the browser. So when you do that, I'll just kind of show you how it looks on my end. So when you do that, you saw how it was trying to download. And so here you'll see it, downloading here. I'm going to stop mine because I've already done this. But once that's done, all you have to do is double click on this, and just like how you would normally install some kind of software on your computer, you just kind of go through those steps. Once you're done, then what you want to do is close down your browser totally, and then open up your browser again, log into Canvas again, and kind of go through that whole process again to be able to take your practice test in this case. And you'll be doing the same thing on the exam. So once you're at that point, then you'll be back here again. You'll see the same thing, and then this will say start test. Now, I'm not going to click on this, but whenever you start the test, what you're going to see is that all your other programs and everything else for your computer, you're not going to have access to it. You're going to see the Respondus Lockdown Browser appear. And at that point, The only thing that you'll be able to do is to actually work on this particular test. The first problem for the exam will show up and you just work it, okay? Now, for most of my courses, I have practice tests in place. For some of you, the practice test just may be, hey, here's a question, just to try to make sure that you have this process down. For others of you, it may actually be a real practice test or practice exam like it is in this course, where what you're practicing on is going to be somewhat similar to what you're actually going to see on your actual exam. So in that case, that's the reason why I have, hey, you have 120 minutes and I have you do it inside of the Pearson-Lockdown Browser. And so also, of course, I have it timed to sort of simulate what it is that you'll be actually doing for the time limit that you have. And again, depending upon what course you're in, that time limit may vary, okay? Also, if you are a student that has accommodations, that time may vary again. And so, again, if you are a student that does need to receive accommodations, then you need to reach out to me. Make sure that you let me know that as the time for the test approaches and gets close. You need to remind me of that so I can go ahead and actually set that, because I would probably have to make like a different version of whatever test to be able to accommodate you. Okay, so as far as the Pearson part, as far as the lockdown browser part is concerned, this is pretty much all you have to do, and it's pretty straightforward. So the next thing that you'll need to know about is what to do as far as Zoom is concerned. Okay, now most of you, I'm assuming if you're taking courses from me, that you're already sort of familiar with Zoom. The only thing that I need you to do here is to actually download Zoom on your phone. So you can go to, wherever your app store is, depending upon whether you have iPhone or an Android, download Zoom on your phone. Once you do that, then in the course, you'll have a place for you to actually go access where you need to be able to say, hey, I'm here, and taking the test. And I'm going to show you what that will look like for this particular course. But again, if you're taking another course from me, it'll look different, but the labeling will pretty much be the same. So from here, once you have Zoom downloaded on your phone, then the next thing you want to do is access the meeting. And so you can just log into Canvas. And if you're on the Canvas app, or if you just go, straight on, pull up Chrome or Firefox or something like that on your phone and get it that way, both ways should work just fine. The main thing is to get into the course and then get into Zoom. And so here, what it will look like is, here, let's say there's a test on Thursday, September the 3rd in this course, and notice how it's labeled test number 1 Proctor, okay? And so that's where you will go. So when you go and click on this, of course, I have the start here, but you'll have a link to click on it, and you'll go into it just like how you normally would if you were coming to one of my office hour sessions, or if you were meeting me online for class or something, okay? From there, you should be able to automatically get into that particular Zoom area. Your audio will be off, but your video will be on initially. Don't necessarily need, the audio on, but I do need the video part on. I do need to have that part. And I will be periodically jumping in and out the room to check on you all, but know that from the time that particular Zoom session starts to when it ends is being recorded the entire time. What I need from you, as far as what I need to see, is I need to be able to see your workspace area. So that means your computer that you're working on. I need to be able to see whether it's a desktop, laptop, whatever. I need to see the keyboard on there, and I also need to be able to see where you're writing. Okay, so if you're using a calculator or whatnot, I need to be able to see that. Whatever papers you're using, whatever pencils or pens you're using, I need to be able to see all those things. Okay. And so there shouldn't be anything in your workspace other than, paper that you're using to write down the written work for your problems. If you're allowed to use a calculator, you would have that. And if I have allowed you to use any types of formula sheets or anything like that, then you would want to make sure that you either have those printed out. Yeah, more than likely you probably want to have those printed out so that you'll have them available to you. Okay. In some courses, if I'm actually able to, I'll make a link inside of the Pearson test to where one of the test questions will be, hey, here is a formula sheet, if I'm able to do that. I'm not sure that I can, but if I can, you'll probably see it as your very first question. So you'll know it's there when you see it. So other than that, that is pretty much it. The last thing is just make sure that once you're done with all your written work, please make sure that your work is nice, neat, and in order. So that means if you have 10 questions on your exam, when you're actually taking the exam, then I need to see numbers 1 through 10 in order. I need to be able to read what you've written. And I need everything in one single PDF file. Okay. I don't need you to upload things as, let's say, 10 separate pages, as 10 separate pictures. I will not accept that. Okay. So it has to be one PDF file where all the pages of your written work is in there. And a simple way to do that is to download this app called Cam Scanner. There are some other, scan the PDF type apps, but that's the one that I use. So that's what I'm recommending. It's pretty easy to use, and just use it to, put everything into one document and just upload it. And so I know here I'm going to go back to the modules area. So after you've actually taken your exam, then you'll see something like this where it says written work for whatever test, submit here. And then of course, I know for me, it's it's telling me to edit because I'm the instructor, but on the student end of this, you would actually have a button up here that says submit. Okay. And so I actually I'll try to get in the student view here to show you what that looks like here. All right, so I am logged, I'm in the student view right now. And of course you see where you have submit assignment here. You'll just click on that. And then after you click on it, you'll just upload your file. So I'll go ahead and click on this so that you can see what that looks like. And so here you would just come choose file here. If you're going to upload it from like your desktop or something, if you've saved it in Dropbox or Google Drive, then of course you'll want to do that. You should only have one file, so you shouldn't need to add another. But if for some reason, let's say you forget a page, or you're like, hey, that didn't turn out as well, and I got a better copy of this, then you can go ahead and do the add another file here. Whatever comments you need to make, you can do that. And then afterwards, just hit submit assignment. Okay. And again, make sure to hit submit assignment and not next. And I'm saying it because as a student, I know I've made the mistake and done that, where I've came in and, uploaded my file and just went to next, and my assignment never submitted. And of course, that made my assignment late, and that didn't turn out too well for me. So I'm just trying to make sure that doesn't happen to you either. So once you've done this, then you're pretty much done with everything that you need to do. And from that point, you'll just wait to see what your final grade would be in the My Math Lab test. The purpose of your written work is so that I can go through your actual exam to see, number one, did you actually work the problems? Full credit will only be given to problems that are correct and there is supporting work for. Okay. So even if you have like a multiple choice type answer thing, I still have to see the work that you've done in your problem to actually show that you knew how to get the answer. Now, there are some questions where I know there's not much work to it. It's just kind of like you just thought about it and you do it. I will be the judge of those types of questions. So if in any doubt, show as much work as you can. Okay. And so other than that, that's pretty much it. And so, of course, if you have any questions, you know how to email me, call me, text me, make sure that we get all this straight. And I would really prefer that you, after watching this video, that you go ahead and try that practice test thing at least a few days before the actual exam, because of the fact that, especially for those of you that are in classes where this practice exam is actually like a mock exam, that'll give you the practice that you need to be able to do well. Okay. All right. So I hope this video helped to kind of give you some clarity on what it is that I'm expecting and what I need you to do. And again, I'm available if you need any clarification or if you need to ask any other questions. Take care.